In our top story, the Supreme Court of Appeal in Bloemfontein has dismissed with costs the application by the SABC, the Communications Minister, and SABC COO Hlaudi Motsoeneng. In its ruling, the court says the Public Protector cannot fulfill the constitutional purpose of her office if other organs of state second-guess her findings and ignore her recommendations.
The ruling was made by a full bench of justices of the Appeal Court in Bloemfontein. The Democratic Alliance went to the High Court to enforce the remedial action proposed by the Public Protector. Thuli Madonsela had instructed the SABC to suspend Motsoeneng and institute a disciplinary inquiry.
The order of this court is the following. The appeal is dismissed with costs, including the costs attendant upon the employment of two counsel. I hand down the judgment.
It's back to square one. The SABC management is now expected to institute a disciplinary hearing against its COO. The legal team representing Motsoeneng has accepted the judgment.
My client's guilt or innocence must be determined in a tribunal, either in the form of a court of law or in the form of a disciplinary inquiry. Not even the Supreme Court of Appeals has made any pronouncements on his guilt or otherwise.
Both the DA and the Public Protector have welcomed the judgment.
We took Hlaudi Motsoeneng to the Western Cape High Court and we beat him there.
As Public Protector South Africa, we welcome the judgment of the Supreme Court of Appeal. We believe it's the right decision. It is the decision we expected because we expected that our judges understand our Constitution and they would base their decision on the Constitution.
The SABC says it will study the judgment.
As the SABC, we have noted the ruling or the judgment that was made at the Supreme Court, and we are now awaiting our lawyers to present us with the judgment, because the judgment is about 45 pages, and then they will have to brief us on the content. And once we have read and understood the judgment, we will then consult all the relevant stakeholders within, and we'll be able to make an announcement on what our way forward is going to be.
Meanwhile, friends of Hlaudi say they will continue to support one of their own.
We accept today's ruling, we as friends of Hlaudi, and ultimately we still rally behind Hlaudi. He remains our brother, he remains our friend, and we are not at any given time going to stop supporting him.
Next week, the Western Cape High Court is expected to deal with the second part of the Motsoeneng matter, which deals with inter alia, the setting aside of this appointment.